based on the trend that design is getting more and more involved in kind of the how does someone interact with this system. I think what that means is that product managers, there's always been a wide breadth of what product management does, right? Like there are people that are more glorified project managers but have the product manager role, right? There are people that are true product owners in the sense that they're like the CEO of the product. There are people that, maybe in large companies, they own this feature within this product type of product management, right? There's lots of types of kind of like interesting niches around product management. But I think what we're going to see is that design, because their focus has been research and because their focus is about interaction, they're going to take over a certain amount of this. Like for a long time, I truly believe that like interaction design was in the space of product management, right? And I still do believe that product managers need to be good in some way at interaction design. But you don't have to be as great at it as they used to be, because now designers are thinking about that type of thing all the time. And that's why, product design is actually a role now, right? And so they're doing more of this product stuff. And so what I think that means for product managers, though, is that means that product managers are going to be moving into more of a role where, again, it's this alignment of strategy to prioritization. And that's really the core aspect that I think product managers still will own over the next 5 years, but maybe we'll have to specialize in more. And that's also, I think, like why product managers thinking more like business development people may help them be more successful, in the sense that, there's really like a couple things that you're trying to pull together as a product manager. And it's usually focus on the customer, right? Or the user, or the person that's actually using this stuff. But the other side of it that generally is more about management's concern is how does that align with the business strategy of the organization, right? I think that role is more and more within the product management camp as time goes on. And I think it's more and more important for you to think about how your product exists within the ecosystem of products and within the world, and what does that mean for things like pricing, for value capture, for like even growth. Like the idea that there's growth product managers now, that to me is really just like, that's like a marketer that became a product manager, right? That maybe then mixed in some stuff around like BD channel type of stuff, right? Like, so I think like the concept of product manager is still going to be a big question mark for a lot of people, like when we talk about the breadth of the role. But I think like if you're able to focus on more of that, like strategy, when I think about strategy is how do you link this really like end goal vision with the way that the business executes and then the day-to-day prioritization? How do you align all those things within your role so that your team is successful and efficient, right? Like that's really what that's about. And so I think it's just going to be less and less about this kind of interaction stuff as time goes on. I think also from a marketing standpoint, the idea of brand as part of a user journey, right? Like there are people coming from that direction as well. And so the idea of like growth product managers, I think may be a more nascent role that gets recaptured by marketing at this point. Product management is getting back to the core of kind of like, why are we doing things? And worrying less about these ancillary things, because I mean, everybody is realizing that understanding why people do things is really the core to building great businesses, right? And so that's why design is getting involved. That's why marketing is getting involved. That's why even, maybe the CFO would set pricing strategy at some point, but the product person needs to think about that more, right? So anyways, I think that's how the industry as a whole is kind of moving.